You're still tuned into your feel-good breakfast show, Espresso, right here on SABC3. Now, rapper, television personality, and father of two, ProVerb, is one of our favorite celebrity dads. And he joins us this morning to chat about the role stories have played in his childhood and how he keeps inspiring his own children. Now, over the next few weeks, Cadbury Dairy Milk is calling on all South Africans to share their story and to inspire the many orphaned and vulnerable children in South Africa. And it's such a privilege to have you with us, my brother, and to be hearing your story. How are you doing, ProVerb?
But Kat, I'm doing fantastic, my brother, and yourself?
Excellent. All the better for seeing you, man. So talk to me about stories and the role they played in your childhood and how you've then passed them on to your own children while bringing them up as a dad.
I think stories have been very important to all of us. My parents certainly, always told me stories, and it was always personal stories about their own challenges in life. And it definitely helped me along in my life. And I am really grateful. And I think it's important that we not only hear stories growing up, but we tell stories to the next generation as well.
Yeah. And now, of course, you're a great dad. We know that. And we're sure that you've inspired your children with your success. Now, as dad, how important is it to you to keep on inspiring your kids in whatever it is that you do, and why?
I really think it's important, man, because their imagination, their thinking, their ambition, their drive is really driven by the world. So it's really important that at home already they are fired up, so that by the time they get into the world, they're able to sort of channel that energy and grow up to be better, if not greater people.
How do your kids kind of look at you? When you come off the big stage, you got the fancy suit on. Obviously, when you get home, you haven't got the fancy suit on, but do they look at you as like, oh, Dad, from TV? Or is it just like, hey, Dad?
Let me tell you, man, my kids are so over it. They really couldn't care less. To them, I'm just Papa. I'm just the guy who's going to provide the groceries. They couldn't care less. I'll tell you what, it gets particularly awkward when their friends fan out.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because then they don't know what to do with that kind of energy. Yeah. But I'm sure you're gonna know what it's like in a few years.
Well, at the moment, nothing like your papa, and that's it. But of course, this wonderful project that we're talking about, the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone, aims to inspire our country's orphan and vulnerable children with stories and lessons from all walks of life. So how do you hope that your story will inspire children across the country?
Man, I'm really hoping that what children can take away from this is that they are capable of anything. Look, I'm just an ordinary kid from Kimberley myself, who came up to the big city with a dream in his mind, a dream in his heart, and I've been chasing it, and I continue to chase it. And I'm just kind of hoping that they too will be inspired and realize that they're capable of anything, for as long as they believe, they put in the work, and they chase it. And their background, honestly, is secondary. Where they're from doesn't matter as much as where they want to go. And that's what I hope they take from this story.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Now, we're going to take a quick look at this inspiration that comes to life in your animated story. Take a look at this quickly.
There once was a boy. I know him quite well. His name is ProVerb, and this is his story to tell. He wasn't the best at school. His mind was elsewhere. He was always making rhymes and quite good, to be fair. But he had a secret he had never once shared. It was that when he thought of a stage, he felt really scared. Now, not one to give up on his one true life goal, he picked up a hairbrush and found his true role. Then, one day, his big chance arrived, as he knew it would. The stage looked like a monster. He didn't know if he could. So, he turned away and walked himself out. But just out of chance, he looked up at a shelf. There it lay, an old friend so true. There lay an old hairbrush. He knew just what to do. He picked up that mic and walked right onto stage. He gave it his very best and turned his next page. The end.
Oh, man, that's so cool. So tell us about the inspiration behind your story. Maybe while you're doing that, talk to me about one of your biggest challenges that you were facing, coming up, that has stayed with you, that was maybe a pivotal point of inspiration in your life.
My particular story that I share for this campaign is when I was an aspiring musician and I wanted to be, a budding rapper, but I was a little bit self-conscious, had a severe case of a stage fright. And so just, being public speaking, was one of my nightmares, so to speak. So I had to surmount that and conquer that fear. And, once I got over it and got onto the stage, I was unstoppable. And the rest, as they say, is history. And that's just to kind of say, even if there are challenges in front of us, no matter how insurmountable they seem, we can definitely get over that mountain one step at a time and find victory, find success.
Dude, that's amazing of you that you'd open up about something like this, because I think when a lot of fans and people see, they generally just assume that you were a natural-born talent who just stepped up on the stage and then boom, it all happened. But of course, this is one of your challenges, and I think it's going to inspire so many other people out there who might be facing similar or even different challenges in the pursuit of their own dreams as well. But how would you inspire others out there as South Africans to share their stories in support of this awesome campaign?
So I would say, please, follow Cadbury on the various social media platforms and find out what the mechanics are so that you too can share your story, because these stories are ultimately going to be told to kids, to orphans in particular, and just to give them that sense of hope, sense of belief, and also just amongst each other. Let's inspire each other. Your success inspires me to pursue mine. So, let's try and ignite each other, keep each other motivated and inspired. So please follow this campaign across the various social media platforms, follow the hashtags so that you too can be a part of it and you can influence and change as well.
Man, well, if igniting inspiration was a proverb, you would certainly be it, man. Thank you very much for joining us.
Nicely done, brother. Really appreciate it, and all the very best.
So South Africa, get ready to share your story of hope, fictional or based on real life, and help inspire our orphaned and vulnerable children. Join the conversation on social media and get inspired and see how to carve out your story. More information about the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half Project presents There's a Story in Everyone can be found by visiting www.cadbury.co.za/storytime and follow them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram with the hashtags #GlassandAHalf and #There's a Story in Everyone. And there you'll find tips and advice from expert storytellers to help you carve out your most inspirational stories. A selection of these stories will then be collated into an audio ebook for download from the Cadbury Dairy Milk website and shared with the many orphaned and vulnerable children across the country to inspire them even more. Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half Project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.